So the wonderful weather continues. We're having a morning dog walk. The woodland is looking very verdant because the leaves aren't quite on the trees. So the stuff on the forest floor is getting time to do its thing and flower and so on. But we're here, whoa, dropped the glove now. We're collecting lichen covered twigs for the mini beasts to eat, the millipedes and woodlice. We're collecting beech leaves, dried beech leaves for the reptile enclosures, bit of enrichment. And we're going to collect rotten oak leaves again for those invertebrates to eat. So nice dog walk, but we're still working. So I went to order some wood for the falconry centre to replace our marquee for shelter for people in the rain and the sun when we do our weekend talks and such. And the guy at Hassett Fencing, a local company, really good. He said, oh, I remember you, we came to the talk, when he knew where he was delivering it to. My little boy, he loved your insect talk, your bug talk, and he's always looking for bugs. He's hunting everywhere. He knows so much stuff. He found a lesser stag beetle and he was telling us all about them. I said, would he like any pet insect? Oh, I'd love some things like that. So today we put him some panda millipedes, a young couple of hissing cockroaches, and 3 young budwing stick insects. He can have the little enclosures to start him off, hopefully, on that fascinating journey of studying them in captivity and learning about them in the wild. So fingers crossed, make that lad really happy. Okay, we've got a slug there and a big pile of eggs. Now, the longer they're left, the harder they are to separate. When you've got a big clutch of big eggs, it's really hard to get those into an egg box because of the depth. So if your snake lays eggs in the day and you're sure it's finished laying, don't rush them. They'll often take the time to get the last ones out. That's the time to separate them for an easier life. So we've got to work on these eggs now very gently using 2 hands. They will come apart very, very gently. Just working your fingers in between them, and that way we can get them into an egg box like this. Talk you through that in a second, but really importantly to remember, keep the eggs up the same way. Many people put black felt tip pen on the tops of them, whichever way is oriented up. Because of the way the embryo is, it can't turn the egg like a bird egg, for those that don't know. You need to keep them up the same way as they've been laid. I think you can get away with that if you're doing it straight after they've been laid. If you once the embryo sets, they need to be kept up the right way. I don't bother putting black dots on them anymore. I just do it one at a time and I remember which way up it was, no problem. But that's just something for those first time breeders. Those eggs need to go in the egg box oriented with top to the top, if that makes sense. So I've literally just filled her bath and I've refilled that because it's easy to get at for now. I've literally just popped into the garden for 2 minutes and she's moved. And again, very, very thirsty. A lot of effort goes into laying eggs, a big clutch of eggs like that. A lot of body mass. So she'll get a mouse later today or tomorrow just to sort of get her digestion going again. And then we'll up that feed stuff and start getting that body weight back on. Look at that, she's pretty much, that was fun. Similar butterfly to the orange tip is the brimstone. It comes out earlier than the orange tip, but similar in a way that the lovely sulphur yellow brimstone male is the colourful one. The female just white, very much like a cabbage white as it passes by, but nothing like a cabbage white when you behold it close up. Very different shape and colour. Very cold wind this morning, but there's some heat in the sun, and we've got at least 2 viperine snakes wedged up against the glass there, look. So they've wintered outside here in the UK. I wonder what else is in there. European sand lizards. Really hoping to get another batch of 2024 to plump out the 2 or 3 we've got in there. So we've got a nice little colony. Let's see if there's any grass snakes. Viperines were always out before the grass snakes, it seems, which I've said this before, almost seems strange because the viperines are continental and the grass snakes are British animals. Maybe they're just desperate to get the sun a bit earlier. Can't see any, but it's still early days with the enclosures overgrown like this. So that's a good sight there. Fantastic to see. So this week I had to take the spare wheel off the van. It's never come off the van. Look how rusty that is for a 5-year-old van, 6-year-old van. Never been off the van. Shows how your car's rust underneath. Anyway, Got all the kit, including a 2-foot bar in the van. Couldn't undo the nuts, could I, on the alloys, because they were slightly done up too tight from the last tyre change at the tyre place, even with me, my fat belly jumping up and down on it. So, first time I've had to take a wheel off. I've had a few punctures, but they've always been slow, and I've managed to get there. Couldn't get it off, a total flat puncture, massive hole on a bolt or something, which meant I had to pump the tyre up. I always have stuff like a pump in the van. Pump the tyre right up as much as I could, do about a quarter of a mile, pull over, flat tyre, pump it up, until I finally got to the tyre shop, dropped it off for a new one, pick it up next week. What a carry on. I've just spent 50 quid on Amazon on a cheap, what they called, impact driver to chuck in the back of the van. How ridiculous. So the little newt pond is doing well, but although we find great crested newts on site all the time in the spring, and even in the bird baths and things, found a couple in the drain recently, it's definitely a happier place for smooth newts. Great crested newts can be a bit fussy, and a pond that's full up with leaves and things, certainly not their favourite. I think this spring I am going to, same as at home, once the frogs have finished spawning, I'm going to have a damn good clear out of here, see what we find and reinstate it. All ponds, if you want them to remain as ponds, need managing. It isn't natural for a pond to for always stay as a pond. It doesn't matter how big it is. So to keep a garden pond, it needs managing, and the smaller the pond, the more work it needs generally. It's great to see such little tiny, less than a year old lizards have made it through, so we just want to add a few more captive bred sand lizards to these and have a nice little colony. Hopefully they'll be made it through. Just been watching this one hunting, wiggling its tail like a little cat as it's diving on prey like a blooming leopard gecko. But for sure I will be throwing some small crickets and all sorts, but it's absolutely full of insect life in there, just sitting here watching. So the Mediterranean tortoises have been woken up. Gradual process, bringing them out of brumation hibernation for 6 months of cold down to between sort of 5 and 10 degrees Celsius. Warmed up in a cooler room, then a warmer room of the house, and now on the floor in a reptile room. Back into their enclosure, and as soon as the sun comes out, they'll be spending their sunny days roaming outside, and their not so sunny days indoors under heat. Spring is here, but summer isn't. But there they are. All different ones. Look at them, beautiful. One of them is incredibly old. They all get along fine. The little one here, he'll turn into a sex pest in the spring, which will get on the other one's wicks. But other than that, they all get on well. Where are you?
Okay.
Lily, are you being a baby? Where's Lily? Where's Lily? Well, I can see you. No, I can see you. Are you in there?
No.
Where are you? Where's Lily? Where's Lily Pad? There she is! Lily, are you in there?
No.
Are you sure? I can see you in there. Lily. If, like me, you're not that good at birdsong recognition, get this app. It's free. It's called the Merlin app. Really, really helpful. Certainly teaches you stuff, and it's pretty accurate and pretty good. And there's more birds in those woods than you actually think if you don't know the different bird songs.
Say, oh, ah.
Hang on tightly, monkey. Can you swing?
Swing your leg.
Swing. Here's a great little critter of the springtime, a bee fly. Just a fly, not a bee. Won't sting you. Look at its long tongue. Look at that. Like a miniature hummingbird. Look at that. I wonder how many seconds a minute those wings are beating. Let's do it on slow-mo. Here's a little thermophile. Zebra jumping spider. The hawthorn May blossom's my favourite, but look at the blackthorn. The countryside is stunning right now. Blackthorn in full blossom, feeding all those nectar-loving insects. Just wow. Get outside while the sky's blue. Everything's verdant green, and the countryside is stunning.
David's sniffing fan.
We're just sitting down by the water where we sprinkled the ashes of our Bedlington fan. So Evie's recycling him. Sad times, but time has passed. Makes things like that a lot easier to live with, and a lovely place to come and spend time thinking about the old boy for sure. Someone wants some bread. We haven't got any. So a well-earned proper meal. Importantly, something with plenty of calcium, plenty of bone, which you can work that foot down. Start replenishing a lot of that lost nutrition, really, calories and everything else being a mum entails. Human or snake, really. So we'll leave her to eat that in peace. Bless her.